Hey, what's up everybody, Rich Gaming Guy here. So as you guys probably already know, I've done some videos on DKOLDIES over the last couple weeks here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel, and I've detailed my bad experience with them. I'm not going to rehash that out here in this video, but through those videos I've done on DKOLDIES, a lot of people have been bringing up Lukie Games to me. Lukie Games is very comparable to that of DKOLDIES in that they offer retro video game consoles, accessories, and games online. So naturally people are asking me what my thoughts are on Lukie Games. Prior to these comments coming in, I had no idea that they even existed. I knew nothing about them. So I actually plan to place an order with them to compare what the experience is like with Lukie Games versus DKOLDIES. A lot of people have been hitting me up asking me to do this, so I figured let me do it. But since I have not even been to Lukie Games website yet, let me hit record on this camera, take you guys along on the journey with me from start to finish. So we are going to jump on their website. We're going to kind of compare prices to DKOLDIES. We're also going to look for any red flags or anything that looks kind of shady or misleading on there. Coming off of the experience that I've had with DKOLDIES, I feel like I have some insight into what I should be looking for and aware of going forward. So we're going to jump over there. Let me just hit my capture here so you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at on screen. All right, so here we are on Lukie Games, and that's lukiegames.com. I also have DKOLDIES opened up here on another window just so we can compare the prices. So layout here on Lukie Games looks good. It's easy to navigate, very similar to that of DKOLDIES. Free shipping on all orders over $25, 90-day return policy. Now, before we dive into this, return policies, just know that if you're a consumer and you don't receive what was advertised, so a console that's not actually refurbished, or a game that has a crack on the case that wasn't advertised as such, or any sort of issues like that, return policies don't make a difference, warranties don't make a difference. You need to receive what you ordered in the condition you ordered it in. Now, I'm not saying you should expect like new condition on these 20 plus year old consoles or games. That's certainly not going to be the case, but they need to be refurbished if they're listed as refurbished. That's the issue surrounding DKOLDIES. Price can be absolutely ridiculous over there in most cases, but you know the price going into your transaction with them. If it's ridiculous, you don't buy it. Simple as that. So we're not going to be worrying so much about whether prices are insane or not. If you're buying on Lukie Games, I assume, I haven't even checked the prices, or DKOLDIES, you're paying a premium price. This is an eBay, it's not a garage sale, it's not Mercari or Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, etc. This is, a business that is doing this to make money, so they are going to charge you a premium. Hopefully they're doing what they say they're doing though. So let's dive into some pricing. I ordered N64 from DKOLDIES. I'm experienced in what they offer with that. So let's jump over there on Lukie Games, see what they're charging for N64 systems. And let's do the same over here so we can compare. So we'll go over here to systems. All right, so let's see what they have. They have a bunch of different styles, colors, controller options. Cool. I don't see any console onlys. No other pages. Yeah. All right, so I like that. I know some people like to get console only. However, I feel like you shouldn't be charged a premium on the extra cables that you get. So worst case, you buy something like this. You already have the cables at home. You have an extra set. Not a deal breaker. They're not worth much money. Original or not original. So you shouldn't be paying like an asinine amount of money to have them included. So when I ordered from DKOLDIES, I ordered without cables because it was the cheapest option. Actually, let me see. So their prices did drop. I know that right off the bat because this is comparable to what we're looking at Lukie Games. I paid $120 something, $121 or something like that with my order from DKOLDIES, which had no controller, no cables. So $109.99, literally the exact setup here. We got that crappy controller there, but hey, it's crappy going into this unless you like that. Sorry. I don't like regular N64 controllers either, so I like the Brawler 64 controller from Retro Fighters, so that's what I use. I've got it literally right here. I use this thing anytime I play an original N64 console, or you can use it actually with emulation too if you have an adapter, because it is the original connection for the original console. but you can change it to USB. So not to get sidetracked. So $99.95 here on Lukie Games, $109.99. It's comparable. The only difference I know for a fact here with DKOLDIES is this is complete bullshit. In my experience, I have to say that because I can only speak to my own personal experience, but my own personal experience was a dusty console that didn't work. So I'm going to fire jabs where I can because I can. So warranty information doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but I'm not worried about it today. And I see actually right here on Lukie Games, 1-year warranty, so comparable, exactly the same thing. So this includes N64 console, 1 generic controller, color style may vary. So, okay, so you might not even get that one there with that branding. That's okay, they say that. You know, I would love to see you be able to see exactly what you're going to get, like literally the exact console and controller and all that stuff, but I get that that would be extremely hard to track and verify through their process. So as long as you get something comparable to this, I'm cool with it. $10 cheaper though, it's not life-changing, but not unreasonable. That's not an unreasonable price for an N64. Is it high? Yeah, it's a little bit high for what you get. I actually sold one of these recently with an original controller, used though, not refurbished. I never claimed to refurbish it, and I made sure that was clear on eBay, and it sold with shipping for I think 80 bucks. Shipping was like 15 bucks though, what it cost me to ship with UPS. So, you know, about 60 bucks or so would have been the price. If this is truly refurbished though, not, you know, it's not offensive. It's a little high, but they got to make money. I get it. Let's go over to an original Xbox now. We see that it's not much cheaper here. Let's see what we have with an original Xbox console. So Lukie Games, like the layout. Let's see what we have here. So cheapest option here. There's some bundles. Bad review there. So this is actually, not to get sidetracked, this is interesting that they have a bad review on here, because it's something that I always felt DKOLDIES kind of skewed things, because if you look at reviews, they're all pretty good. That one's a little bit lower, but they're all positive. There's nothing like 1 star. Now, I've operated online businesses. You have the ability as a seller that owns the website to obviously deny any reviews that you want. So the fact that they didn't deny the review on this, well, it's obviously not going to be a good review. System arrived with a huge crack, had to repair it myself. Well, you didn't have to. You could have just said, I want my money back and here's your console back. So that's kind of not the best review there. And they certainly would have to, you don't even have the option as the seller to, you know, choose to fix that or not. The customer is always right. The customer has the ability to do a chargeback on their credit card if they want. So that's a stupid review. Not to discredit it, but, you know, they would have to address that. You don't just leave a review like that and not get it addressed. So let's see. Anyways, my point, they let one of these slide on here. So to me, that shows some transparency. They're not, you know, just taking off any bad reviews that they want off of their website. Now that one, I think the average person can look at and say, hey, you know, yeah, if there was a crack there, that sucks, but the store is going to fix that. They have to fix that. It's not an option to them. I'm not defending them. They have to fix that. There's just no way around that. That falls under what I said before. You have to receive items in the condition that's advertised. A crack across it clearly wasn't advertised. So anyways, original Xbox console, $207.95. Oh, so DKOLDIES appears to be cheaper. Making sure that there's nothing else cheaper here. They do that misleading thing where when you click on it, though, it ends up being more. Look at it. Look at that. $259 now. Why? Okay, so the cosmetically flawed one is $199. Okay, let's see. This is probably in good condition. Great condition right there. Okay, so $207.95, $259. That makes sense. They're, what, $52 cheaper on Lukie Games. They don't do the cosmetically flawed, which is good, as long as, you know, they aren't actually cosmetically flawed. 1 controller, so it doesn't say official controller, and I don't see branding on here. Although I would say that this actually does look like an official Xbox controller here. Maybe they just intentionally blurred that out. I also don't see, the letter indications on here. Maybe they just did that because they are selling generic ones. They don't want to mislead you. If that's the case, I'm cool with it. They don't say that it is official. Over here, though, DKOLDIES is using the stock photo from 2001 with the Duke controller. I know for a fact they don't give you the Duke controller. They would probably charge you $100 for that. Actually, I'd be interested to know what they charge for the Duke controller, because those are fairly rare these days. So, does it say generic on here, though? Not that we're supposed to be looking too deep into this. One compatible controller, so that's a vague way of saying it's third-party generic. Okay, so we're comparing exactly the same sort of experience here. Refurbished console. This one's great condition. This one's good condition. Same thing. This one's, misleading you with a Duke controller in the photo. But it says compatible controller. Obviously, a little shady there because the average person is going to overlook that. Here it says just one controller. Not super straightforward either, but hey, you're saving yourself $52 in the end. All right, so let's go over to PS2. I want to look at a fat PS2 because that's what I'm most familiar with. Systems. Okay. So why is that one cheaper? Okay, that's a slim, so fat one's here. Do the same thing on DKOLDIES. Of course, they're going to have a million options. Console only. Console only is $174.99. This one is $154.95 with cables and controller. That's a third-party generic controller, though, I can tell you right off the bat. $214.99 here. The price doesn't go up, but if you want, so that's a generic one too. It doesn't say Sony across there. If you want to substitute for an original, you got to pay $30 more. So this one's not an original though, so as is, this is comparable. $154.95 to $214.99. So what's that? $70 difference, or give or take. One controller, so it's worded the same way as the Xbox One, so that leads me to believe that the Xbox One is generic third party as well. Doesn't say great condition anywhere on here. The last one did, so maybe they're whatever though. As long as it's reasonable on the outside, I wouldn't be upset about it because it's, again, 25 years old minimum. So all good there. So yeah, you're saving yourself about $70 on Lukie Games. And reviews here, all positive, it seems. Not all 5 stars. I bet if we go into the reviews here, yeah, they're averaging about 4.5 stars. I bet you that they're all going to be 5-star though, because I've been on their website and it's always 5 stars. Yeah, immaculate shape. Yeah, okay. If you didn't open it up. Yeah, 5 stars. We're going to the third page here to find 5 stars. I'm not saying that they fake these. I'm just saying that they weed out the, anything less than stellar ones. And Lukie Games could do that too, but we saw firsthand that they don't on that Xbox One. So it's just little things like that you pick up on, especially when you've been burned once or twice. So yeah, we're on the 5th page. We haven't found a negative review yet. Type them into YouTube though and see if the statistics match up on that. So yeah, Lukie Games is cheaper. Not what I would say is like super cheap. You could probably get this, with the original controller, used condition. I won't say refurbished. Maybe even refurbished on eBay for probably easily under $100. But if they are actually refurbishing this and doing deep clean within, putting thermal paste on their consoles, all that stuff, all the stuff that you should be doing if you're advertising as refurbished, then you are in good shape. And I can understand the premium price point there. Not saying I would recommend paying that or saying that I would pay that under normal circumstances, but as long as you're not misleading people and they're willing to pay the price, it's not it's not offensive to me. What is offensive is when you like we saw with the Xbox here, when you click on it and now it's a different price point. That's shady. So anyways, I'm going to actually place an order. I'm not sure if I want a PS2 or an Xbox though. I want to get it. I want to actually check what it's like inside. I actually think that, not that I want to spend the extra, $60 or $70 here, but I actually want to do an original Xbox. And I'll tell you why. I'm most familiar with these, and there is a lot of stuff that needs to be done within to better the experience for the buyer. So refurbishing one of these, you got to go in there. You need to first look at the clock capacitor. You want to make sure that's not leaking. If it's original, you want to replace it or remove it. I'm okay with people removing them. It's not a huge deal. You should probably mention it if you are removing it and not replacing it though. But you don't want to leave an original because it's going to leak. It's going to ruin the entire motherboard within the console. You want to check the belts on the drives, because the drives on actually both of these consoles, the PS2 and the Xbox, are notorious for skipping or getting stuck closed. Especially Xbox though, gets stuck closed all the time, even if there's just like the slightest bit of dust on the belt. So I know how to check that, so I'm going to order this. I'm going to get it $207.95. It's a steep price in all honesty, even for refurbished. You can get these for $150 on the high end, used condition, maybe not refurbished, maybe refurbished though, around there. So it's a little bit more, but to do a review video here on YouTube and share it with everybody, I'm happy to pay the premium and check it out and see, if it is actually refurbished like they're advertising. So I'm going to get this. It says they ship within 24 hours, so I should get this in a couple days then, and we will, come back here, take a look at it. I'll do a full unboxing. I'll leave it, exactly as I get it on my doorstep. Open it up, test it first because I messed that up last time, and I know I got burned up in the comments for it. In my defense, I didn't intend to power it on video, but I had the cable on hand, but totally made that mistake. So I'm going to test this one first, then open it up. 100% there. So that's going to do it for today though. If you guys enjoyed this video, just comparing the two and looking at, at least price points and giving some comparison to what else is out there, Lukie Games versus DKOLDIES, smash the thumbs up button on the video. It's a huge help to me here on YouTube. And of course, hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And you want to stay up to date because I'm going to do that second part to this video when I actually get the console and can open it up after testing it and verify that it is refurbished and in good shape. So smash the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. See you on the next video.